Mo, it just seemed like it was tough to really get anything generated tonight. Do you give credit to their game, or was it your game, or how do you see it?
I thought we kind of generated a lot of chances in the first. Came out really good with a mentality to win that game. We had 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, and they were scrambling. Started off by a great first shift overall, where Ray and Larks get a 2-on-1. So I think during the game we kind of lost track of our D zone. They had extended times there, and we just spent a little bit too much energy, obviously defending. And once we had the puck, we had to get off the ice and change. Even though they had a lot of possession, I thought they didn't have a lot of dangerous or grade A chances from the slot. I thought we handled it fairly well. In the end, it's one shot, and obviously it's very, very unfortunate because I thought the will was there, the compete was there too, and obviously that's very frustrating. But I mean, that's probably how it goes. If you lose a couple games, then stuff isn't going your way, and now we just gotta find a way to dig ourselves out of that hole, or get ourselves out of that hole.
Moritz, it seemed, especially in the second period, they bottled you up quite a bit in your own zone. What did you guys need to do better just to break out?
Started with the face-offs. I thought they're a really good face-off team. Obviously, we knew that, and if you don't start with the puck, then obviously you play D-zone right away, and then they created shots and second and third opportunities around the net. Got a whistle, and then a fresh line from us came out and had to start defending again because we lost the face-off. And I think that's kind of the key for the next matchup against them. Got to start winning the first battle, and that's a face-off.
When you look at the second and third opportunities and the puck retrieval, is that more of something that the way they're attacking you, or more of something that you guys have to step up on?
Mix of both, I think. Obviously, they're probably first in the league of shot attempts and shot on goals, and we knew that, so they created a lot of momentum of their game with the shots, and we just didn't get to the rebounds fast enough. And once they have it, then they kind of control the game again. We're setting their Ds up, another shot, and kind of same thing over again. And I think if we can find ways to get stops quicker and get out of the D zone, then we have enough juice to go the other way and play offense.
Mo, when they had that extended period when they controlled the puck and everybody was getting tired, Simon and Albert were out there like over 4 minutes. Can you describe what that's like for a defenseman to get stuck in that position and have to defend? He's tired, and yet he's trying to get off as well.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, you're just breathing through your eyelids, to be honest. You just try to absorb everything, try to stay compact in front of the net, let the goalie see as much as possible, but then just try to lose your last % of energy just to really defend well around your net. I think the boys did a great job of blocking shots, being in the lanes. I think Albert blocked probably like 2 or 3 shots, Simon had another one there, and they just kept them to the outside. And obviously then you look at the scoreboard and see a 4-minute shift, but I thought they handled it very, very well.
Elmer, it seemed like your goal pumped a little life back into the arena. What can you guys learn from just playing these tight games against some good clubs?
Yeah, it's important to have a good defense the whole game. I mean, it's tough to win games when you're letting too many goals. So I think we did a lot of defending today, and still good to be in the game in the third period. So I think that's what we can take with us to never give up any games and always try to fight back.
What does it do for your confidence level when you get moved up onto the line with Larkin and Raymond?
Of course, it's 2 really great players to play with. I think every player wants to play with those kind of guys, and they just create space for you and make you have more time. So of course, it's super fun to get that chance.
When you look at the first period, you guys have some of the good chances there. Is it something where, is it just if 1 or 2 goes in the first period, you feel a lot different about where things are going?
I mean, it's some periods you feel better than other, but I think overall we just have to get back to our gameplay and play the way we've been playing when we're winning, and I think we're getting there slowly.
Moritz, you guys obviously know the trade deadlines this week. Is there a pressure that comes with that in the locker room and kind of wanting to make a statement to management at this time of year?
Yes and no. I don't really know. I wouldn't say there's any kind of pressure. There aren't any kind of talks. I think there is so much belief in this locker room. I think our fans believe in us. We believe in ourselves, and I think the organization does too. And now it's up to us to kind of send the message that we're the right team, even though the trade deadline is ahead. Other than that, I don't pay any attention to what's going on around the league. I don't really care. We have enough on our own plate, and just got to get back to work and get out of that low slump. Thank you.
Todd, earlier this morning you talked about circumstances and just making better plays in certain circumstances could be the turnaround. Did you see what you wanted to see in that regard tonight?
I thought we had a tough time skating tonight, so it was really hard for us to make plays. It looked like we were in mud. We couldn't separate real well, and then we got hemmed in our zone, and a lot of our time and our energy was spent defending. When we finally got the puck, we had no legs to go the other way. There's a few reasons for that. One, just legs and energy. I don't know why we didn't have it. Two, we didn't win a lot of face-offs in our zone, so we started there, and they're a volume shooting team. So they're firing around, and we got hemmed in a few times. And then three, I thought they were just flat out quicker to pucks in our zone. So those are my thoughts on the game as a whole. The opponent does have a say in the game. They do that to a lot of teams. That's how they're wired, and play a real good game that way. We could learn from that as well. And it's unfortunate that the winning goal was a bad bounce behind the net. I thought Alex made some real good saves after that when we needed him to. But a night where we just didn't have enough players going, but enough legs going, and we play well when we're a skating team.
Looked like Lucas had to get helped off the ice. What's his update?
Yeah, I think he's okay. He took a forearm, I think, up to the jaw area, but I think he's fine.
Todd, what was going through your mind there late in the second when they had Albert and Simon pinned on the ice for?
Well, for about 3.5 minutes. So that's that's a very unfortunate set of circumstances for those two young kids, but they handled it well. They went to the middle of the rink and stayed there. That's on one, the goaltender to get a whistle when it comes, and two, the forwards to manage it a lot better. We got two changes in with forward lines, which means there were fresh forwards on the ice, and that we did have the puck. There are times where you have to execute just to manage 2 or 3 players that can't breathe, and we didn't do that, and as a result, we got hemmed in.
Todd, you mentioned, with the trade deadline looming, you mentioned earlier that, you put your belief behind the team and the players, you have what you need. You said the cavalry's not coming, but couldn't it be right now, couldn't all just help you to add a couple of guys, a couple of key guys without disturbing the chemistry? Wouldn't that help you maybe make that push toward the playoffs here?
Well, we would take Gretzky and Bobby Orr, but they're not available. So if those are the two guys, I know that the hockey base and the fans and everybody has a wish list. It's like Christmas right now, and everybody has a wish list, but Santa doesn't always answer the wish list. He'd love to deliver everything, but it takes other teams. There's cap situations. There's a lot that goes into that, and trust me, our staff is working hard. Our team, we're all one team, is working hard. They're looking and analyzing, and it's up to us to push, ride the horses, if you will, that are in the race. We can't walk by the stables. I always use analogies and see that Seabiscuit's over there, and you just want to bring her in. Like, you ride the horses that you're on, and you get the best race out of them. And right now, we have to get a better race out of some of our guys.
Right now, on a 3-game losing streak, you guys just dropped out of the second wild card spot. Is there any danger of kind of falling into the trap of the recency bias of just being on a losing streak and dropping down, and like, well, we don't have maybe this isn't the year.
No, there isn't. We've been spoiled with some real good win streaks. Pardon me. Now we've got to right the ship here a little bit. The last 2 games were different in many ways, but they're 1-goal games. Our defensive numbers, which we talked about, were much too high. We talk about a race to 3, it didn't even get there tonight. So for us to expect to continually run off 7-game winning streaks, it could be realistic. It's happened twice. But I think at this time of the year, it's a hard thing to do. And we're going to have to chip away and take points wherever we can get them. And we'll move up and down the standings like everybody else is. And that's why it's a race right now.
Not necessarily on the game-winning goal, but Alex's night, there seemed to be a couple times where he would make saves and try to move things to defensemen rather quickly. Is there a couple times where tonight you just wanted him to just hold it and let guys get a breath a little bit?
Yes. That's game management. I think you've probably heard me talk about our goalies. I can't remember if it was Talbs or Alex. That part of your job back there, it's like a catcher slowing the game down a little bit. Your job is to read the momentum, slow it down when you have to, get us a whistle, get fresh guys on the ice, and vice versa. If we're really humming and it's going well, let's keep it alive and keep pushing the other team back. So the answer would be yes.
Hey Todd, do you still see Dylan and Lucas still trying to, find their game or whatever it is? Some coordination, or what do you think?
When you talk about legs and pop, I think they're still trying to find that a little bit. I thought they had real good pop and legs at the outdoor game in Columbus. So they're trying to find that a little bit, but they're better now than they were a week ago, I think.
Moving Elmer up with them, was that just trying to find something that was working?
Well, I didn't like how we were, the staff didn't like how we were down the middle. We didn't win any face-offs at all, and we were slow there, and that really hurt us. So we put Elmer up and put Casp in the middle. It's his position. We thought we'd try him there. I actually liked the lines better in the third period than I did in any other period.
You mentioned energy and legs a couple of times now. At this stage of the year, is it disappointing that there isn't more urgency in that regard?
No, because I think they're completely different. Legs and energy and urgency are completely different. You can have the most urgent group of players, but if they don't have the legs, they don't have the pop, they're not going to get there. And sometimes that's even more frustrating because you can just about reach the puck and all of a sudden it's gone somewhere else. The question we have to ask ourselves as a staff is, why do we not have that pop right now? We played in the outdoor game, we had a day off, we had a pretty firm practice yesterday. Today sometimes that's just the way it goes. So we've got to figure out tomorrow what we do so that we're better on Thursday as far as that energy tank and that pop goes.
It was right at this time last year that this team went on an extended losing streak. What is it you do to avoid letting some of these bad feelings kind of start to creep in?
Well, I think that when I quickly look around the room, there's a lot of players that weren't here for that. And there's some coaches that weren't here for that. There's some training staff. Every year is different. And you cannot drag baggage, good or bad, along with you. You write your own story, and we're writing our own right now. And the prelude to what the story will be, you guys already have it in your head. You're thinking about it, but we don't have to write it that way. We can change it. We have that in our power. And whatever happens, it's completely separate, in my opinion. We have guys here that should have learned from last year, and we have new people that don't even know what went on last year. So we're our own entity, and we're trying to write it that way.
From a game management perspective, from a coaching staff, the second period, there's the long shift, but there's a couple other stretches there. Do you ever at any point consider using your timeout to try to get things going?
We do,
yeah.
But the problem when you have guys trapped on the ice that long, there's guys trapped on the bench that long too. So you have TV timeouts coming, like we got away from matches a little bit just because players sat too long. And, so you're hemmed in your end for 3.5 minutes, a TV timeout comes up, Mo Seider and Ben Sherrod haven't been on the ice for 6.5 minutes. You take a timeout now, that just prolongs it, so sometimes it can work against you. Good.
Thank you.